How's it going, everyone? Just wanted to go over some basic digital SLR equipment that every beginning photographer should look at purchasing after they've gotten their camera and a basic kit. Usually one or two lenses come in that kit, and this is extra equipment that you can supplement that to help you improve your photography. So the first thing I'd like to go over is storage. So once you've taken some amazing photos, gotten them home, you gotta have someplace to store them. I know a few people right now that have excellent digital SLRs, have taken some amazing photos, and they get home and they don't have a computer that can store their images or that they can work with after there. So make sure you get a good laptop that suits your lifestyle, whether it's a small form factor like this or a larger one or even a desktop. Make sure it's got a card reader that suits the card style that your camera takes, whether it be compact flash, SD card, or any of the other ones that's available. If it doesn't have a card reader in it, you can always purchase a multi-card reader. Just plugs in through USB. You can have lots of options there, lots of different slots. Plug and play, nice and easy. Put your card in, transfer them, save them, back them up. The other thing to consider is always storage while you're out there. Make sure that you've got a couple SD cards ready to go. Nice little organizers like this help keep everything straight when you're out. You can have one slot, mark it for a filled up card, another one for an empty card. Power source, always make sure that you've got extra batteries. Make sure that they're proper batteries and that they're charged up the night before you go out. I've gotten out a few times, had 4 or 5 batteries, and only one of them has a charge. It really limits how much you can shoot during the day. Depending on your camera and what you're using, you may be able to charge it up with a battery backup like this if it can take a charge through a USB. These guys are pretty inexpensive anymore. This one I picked up on sale for about $15. It will charge my camera, my GoPro, smartphone, any of that stuff, as well as some of my LED video lights. After that, you want to look at cleaning supplies. There's no point in getting good glass, good camera, and then ending up with spots all over it because you either have dust, lint, water spots, or anything. So these guys, lens pens, really easy to use. They have one end. It's basically going to be able to wipe away any smudges off your screen. I wouldn't recommend using that end right on a lens. Usually the lens, you just want to use a brush or an air blower. The other end of these guys, just retractable brush. That's perfect for getting in the corners of lenses. Your blower, standard, nothing fancy to it. Really inexpensive. This one I picked up off of Amazon for about $1.99. I'll have the links to all these products in the description as well. Cleaning cloth, always handy to have around. I usually have mine in a small Ziploc baggie. That way they stay clean. There's no problem with extra stuff getting on them from inside the camera case. This is where it gets a little bit more complicated. If you're not comfortable using one of these systems to clean your camera, take it into a shop. Most shops will be able to do it for you for pretty minimal expense. So these are the items you need to clean your sensor inside your camera. So you're gonna put a little bit of the fluid on the end of the swab and just swab it over once or twice. Don't go crazy with it. You don't want excess fluid on it, and you don't want to keep repeating it with the same swab. So if something gets on there, you don't want to be smearing that across again. So they're pretty much a one-time, one-swipe use. Pretty easy. Pretty self-explanatory. Camera strap. Make sure that you have a good camera strap that you're going to be able to walk around for whatever duration you're out for and be comfortable. Most kits are going to come with a decent strap, nice and wide, be able to spread the weight across your neck. Some of the other companies like Lowepro sell neoprene ones, which are a lot more comfortable. They're breathable. They've got a bit of stretch to them, so you don't get that rubbing that you can with some of the factory ones. Next is accessory lenses. So I got a couple lenses here. These, in my opinion, would be the first lenses you'd look at after the kit lenses that came with your digital SLR. So this guy here is what they call Nifty 50 50mm f1.8. This is an older model, the non-STM for Canon. They do have a newer one with a little bit better focusing out now. Very fast lenses. Most of the Nifty 50s are an aperture to f1.8, which is going to allow a lot of light in, be able to shoot in really low light situations, and be able to get that nice bokeh and blur the background for portrait shots. These guys you can find used for usually under $100 for the older models now. The newer models you can still get under $200 brand new. Other than the 50, a lot of the companies are getting into these what they call pancake lenses now. Really inexpensive. This one is a 24mm f2.8. No zoom on these guys. They're prime lenses, but the glass quality, the picture quality is excellent. So this one you can pick up straight from Canon in Canada right now for $219.99. You can find it on Amazon, probably a couple dollars cheaper in places, and there are some used ones available out there now. Once you've got your lenses set up, you're going to need some filters. Now I just got a couple different ones here today. So this guy is a diffuser. What it's going to do, it's going to have the center of your image tack sharp, and it's going to give you a nice soft focus effect. I think you can see that there on the outer edges. So that's going to give you a little bit more of a blurred background without having to go into do it with a really high quality portrait lens. And you can usually pick up any of these filters fairly inexpensive at any camera shop or again on Amazon. The next filter, this one's a little bit more specific, used more for video and if you're doing long exposures. So this is a gradual neutral density filter. So as you turn the filter, it's going to get darker and lighter. So you can adjust that so you can get a longer shutter speed, blur out some motion, get the nice trailing waterfall shots, anything like that. These guys you can also pick up fairly inexpensive camera shops or Amazon. This one is a Fotka. I picked this one up off of Amazon. I think it cost me under $10 to my door. After that, you're going to need some way to stabilize your camera and your shots. And tripods are an excellent option, but if you don't want to lug around a tripod and you're just doing the odd shot, there's lots of other options out there. So these are made from a company called The Pod. They're essentially bean bags with a tripod socket. They're available in a number of different sizes and styles, colors, etc. So they've got them for compact cameras. I use this one for a GoPro, setting on branches, fences, garbage pails, anything like that to do time lapses. They're good and sturdy. Once you mat them down like that, there's really no movement to the camera. The next size up, it's the SLR version. Now this one has a tripod socket right in the middle. They do have another model where it's off to the side. So if you're using a bigger lens, you're able to distribute that weight a little bit better. These guys you could pick up anywhere from $15 to about $30 depending on which ones you get. And the last thing I would suggest getting in your basic kit is a good remote. So once you've got your camera settled and stabilized, you're taking some long exposure shots, these guys are going to help you because you're even touching that shutter button will give you some camera shake, make your image a little bit more blurry than what you'd probably prefer. You just plug these guys into the side, press the button on a standard one. This one is an intervalometer, so you're able to take time lapse and really long exposures with it. Might not be for everybody, but it is a good option, and you can get off-brand ones, not the Canon brand, on Amazon anywhere from $25 and up. All depends on the features and the model of camera that you're looking at. The big thing to consider when you're looking at these is just make sure you get the right pin input for your camera. There's quite a few different inputs now. This one is what they call an N3. That's for some of the bigger Canon models. I'm not sure if any other models use it. The newer ones take like a headphone jack size, and they're pretty universal now. Well, I hope you guys got something out of that. That's my basic kit that I would suggest to somebody just starting out in digital SLR photography, in addition to the kit lenses that they get with the camera. If you got anything out of that, please subscribe to the channel, like this video, and keep an eye out. There'll be lots more videos coming up soon.